Hello. I watched the UFC events this Saturday. I watched them on Wednesday, and I watched the events the previous Saturday. I didn't watch the whole main card, but I saw bits and pieces. Anyway, I don't have any complaints from last Saturday, but on Wednesday and this Saturday, I wanted to make a statement about the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. One reason, I'm going to start by making a statement about boxing. I love boxing. Boxing, I think, is, it's the real test of conditioning. People think, well, cycling is the best. No, I don't think cycling or marathons are, because they're not getting hit. Getting hit and pushing forward, I think that's the true sense of determination and conditioning. And that's one of the reasons why I love mixed martial arts. I love wrestling. I love boxing. But boxing, the judging on boxing really turned me off. Too many times, the guys who shouldn't have won, I thought won. And for example, now this is going back in history a little bit, but I don't think Sugar Ray Leonard, I don't think he beat Hagler. So, and then Sugar Ray getting a draw with Hearns. I mean, Hearns won that second fight. So that's just two examples, and boxing really eroded even a lot further after that, and it just turned me off from it. The Ultimate Fighting also had, bad judging too, but there was the finish rate. It seemed the finish rate was a lot higher for the high caliber fighters. So you didn't really have to worry about the judging so much. But, okay, first of all, judging. Derek Elkins. Derek Elkins, one of the scorecards, he loses all 3 rounds. How did he lose all 3 rounds? He should have won that first round. If you watch that first round, I mean, just a guy making, I think if on my scorecard, I would have had Elkins lose, but not 30-27. He should have won that first round. And there was a headbutt that opened up the head of Elkins, and he had blood all running from a headbutt, from an illegal blow. And I think the refs took that into consideration. Now, his opponent was really good. His opponent was showboating a lot. And I think the refs gave him credit for showboating. Now, I thought the showboating was fun, but I don't think you should get credit for that. But I don't have too much, just the 30-27 score card on the Elkins fight. There's no way I saw Angela Hill losing to Gedalia. That fight, Angela Hill, I am sorry. I'm not a huge fan of, WMMA, but I gotta say that Angela, you got the short end of the stick in that one. The first round went to Gedalia, Claudia. She took her down and she had control of her, but the second round, Gedalia got dropped, and that was probably closer, except she got dropped, and she got knocked down. And in the third round, Angela Hill just outlanded her. It was pretty clear cut, and they gave it to Claudia. I think because she's a bigger name. Same with boxing. Sometimes the bigger names get it. And then mixed martial arts, Claudelia's punches, she was pretty winded in that third period. They did not have the steam. Angela was hurting her. And, the fight goes to the last minute. And that last minute of that fight, Angela, she put her stamp on it. And you can't not give her the second round because she knocked Claudia down. So I think Angela got the bum stick. I think the biggest, I don't want to say screw job because that might not be, but the best person that was cheated, maybe, was Barboza. Barboza had his opponent hurt in almost every single round. Now, I don't really know how to pronounce Ige, but Barboza, even in the third round, I would give it to Ige, I guess, but he had him hurt in that round as well. That body kick, it hurt him. But Barboza won the first 2 rounds, and when I was watching and I was thinking, well, the only way Barboza's going to lose is if he gets finished. I mean, Barboza, I feel sorry for him. And the UFC, their judging, it needs to get a lot better. And I think one of the ways for it to get better is to have more 10-10 rounds. To have more possibly 10-8 rounds. Now, speaking of the judging, I'm going to flip for a second. I'm going to say, I didn't like these judges, and I think that's going to be a big problem for the sport. If bad judges continues, it's going to go the way of boxing. You know, I remember Olympic boxing. I used to love to watch Olympic boxing. And then Roy Jones Jr., he got, I'm going to say screwed again. I shouldn't say screwed. He got robbed. I'll say robbed. He got robbed of the gold. And I don't even like watching Olympic boxing now because I mean, he dominated that guy. He still got robbed. So, yeah, it's a issue that the commissions have to fix. And Dana, you're probably going to be part of that. Like Dana's really going to watch this. Anyway, I gotta say something about Anthony Smith. You should have stopped that fight. Anthony Smith's corner should have stopped that fight. When a fighter goes and says, you know, my teeth are falling out, and he shows I mean, the damage. Derek Elkins, he was getting busted up. And he wanted to, and you could tell by his body language that he wanted to go and fight. Now you contrast that with Anthony Smith. I challenge you to go watch the videos of Derek Elkins and go watch it of Anthony Smith. Two completely different body languages. I feel sorry for Anthony Smith, but man, in the end, you got a tab. You can't assume someone's going to save you, because you know these refs they get yelled at. Like Dominic Cruz, he made a big deal. He had accusations against the ref that stopped his fight, so that you know, it can go both ways. But the ref should have stopped Anthony's fight. I think it was Anthony's fault. I thought it was his corner's fault, mainly, and the ref. That fight should not have made it to the 5th round. Glover was having his way by then. But, yeah, that was a hard fight to watch. You know, I covered a lot of different fights, and I love MMA. I have a really good pick rate when I post a pick on YouTube. When I make a pick official, then I usually win. I tell you, I didn't make any officials for these, and I did think that, you know, I thought Gaethje was going to win, but I wasn't that sure. But I thought he was a live underdog. But I'm not going to take, you know, I'm not trying to take credit for it because I didn't post it, so you guys don't have any idea about that. But I want to say that fight was not as close as I thought it would be. See, I thought the idea is that I thought Gaethje would knock Tony out in the first or second round, because Tony gets hit a lot. He got hit a lot when he fought Pettis. He got hit when he fought Donald. So I'm thinking if he gets hit like that against Gaethje, it's going to be over. Because Gaethje's not fighting like he did when he lost those two against, you know, Poirier and against you know who I mean, Alvarez. He's fighting more measured now. And if he would have clocked Tony, I thought he would have knocked him out in the first 2 rounds. If someone would have told me that this fight would have gone to the 5th round, I would have thought Tony would have won. So I'm surprised how it went. But, you know, my major, you know, if I would have bet, definitely, I would have bet Gaethje within the distance, and that did turn out well. But, again, I'm saying if I thought it was going to go to the 5th round, I thought it would have been Tony's. But that was a really great fight. Tony not changing his game plan. I mean, it was on record that he didn't change his game plan for too much for Gaethje. As far as training, as far as changing opponents, I don't know how true that is or not. You know, that was a good fight. Props to Tony for taking it. He did get a lot of money for taking it. I hope he fights Conor, and then I hope the winner of that fights the winner of Khabib and Gaethje. Anyway, thank you for watching, and God bless you.